What's up, guys? Just going to do a trade recap here, going over some of the trades I took this morning. Um, so flipping into the 30-second chart at about 6:15 this morning, I was looking at this rising wedge, this rotation, and I thought I saw a mountain pass form up. And, I thought it was here. Thought this was the top, and I thought this was the second top right there. But I was wary because we're right by the open, and what usually happens at the open, well, let's see, boom, we get this big takeoff. Regardless if we're going to go long or short, there's almost always this blast off. So I was looking for this kind of specific pattern here. And so we've got this rising wedge, and then at a certain point, price has now gone horizontal, and it comes outside the VWAP band, and it popped back into it. This is my clue that things were not looking so good for a short right this second. So we got this sort of double bottom fake out, even though it lost the wet, it lost the bottom of the wedge here, it lost the V out band. Sure enough, it came back in. And then, I was still seeing a lot of sellers. So I was waiting for price to break down the VWAP band again, which it did. And then I was looking for that to go into discount. So you can see there's an FVG here from the bottom of this wick of this little doji. Then you got this sign of weakness candle. The next candle, um, where it opened right here, created the bottom of the FVG. So that created this box. So when price came down, I was looking for this to come back in a discount. It did. We hit the 0.79. I think the candle closed at about 0.705. That was my clue to get short. So I added a contract there. Price came back down and it came back again, this time into 50% discount. I added another contract. And then when this broke the VWAP band, I got out. That was about a 150% move right there. And then I had another contract that I added below the VWAP band after this little rotation. The second contract I got out, this is about the 262%. And then this third contract I held to the bottom, or I'm sorry, to VWAP. All out for 22 ticks, three contracts. Not huge, but it erased a couple of the stop outs, and it put me up in profits a little bit. Price went into this rotation here, and I had this line marked. Um, I had gotten short here, and I was holding a contract, and it stopped me out. Or when it came back up like this, um, I think I just manually stopped out. I got spooked, so I missed this drop, but this ended up being a nice little fake out bear trap of this range. So as price was going along in this range, came down, made this little double bottom, and it retested right there. You can see there's a little, not quite an FVG, but a bullish order block it tested into discount. This took off. So when this took off, I was looking for this to go into premium and come back and test. And so I went off of the top of this range. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute. We can see that better. Yeah, so that kind of thickens up the candles a bit. So here's the rotation. Here's the little bear trap. The top of this range, I set my measurement. I was looking for this price to top out and come back into discount, which it did. It hit the 50% discount. And that's where I got long off this little bullish FBG and got all out at the 1.272 extension and took profit on the way up. So I only took 6 ticks on that, but three contracts, again, not bad, not a bad little profit. And then this last one here, when price broke back down into the rotation zone, pretty good, solid um, probability that this is going to hit the green line. It's going to hit support and it's going to go past it and go lower. So I added two contracts. I got out at the next VWAP band right here. So just being very conservative. price seemed really choppy and bouncy. It didn't seem that clean to me. So every time we got a clean move, I'm looking for exits. Um, and then you can see price went into another rotation and we got this big drop down here, which I missed. I had to go on a donut run and so I had some stuff to do. I'm gonna flip over to Bookmap here. So you can see these are the three trades. There was this drop here and there was this big white blob of liquidity. That's what I was targeting. We hit that and then dropped lower. We bounced out of it and I caught a little bit of that bounce. And then when this broke down again off, this was the sort of traveling VWAP band. When that broke down, I caught a little bit of that, aiming again for this liquidity down here and this bounce back up. And you can see all day prices just traveled along this underneath this VWAP band. We have this big block of liquidity down here at 4565, and this has just been growing. So somebody is accumulating right here because price keeps bouncing down into it and bouncing out, coming down into it and bouncing out, coming down. So somebody is buying up all of the, every time it bounces up, it's kind of manipulated to get people to, you know, sell their short positions. Um, and then liquidity comes in, pushes it back down, and it's triggering all these stops. It's eating up all this liquidity. It's right near value area low. Right here, you can see I've got the pace of tape gauge from Jigsaw, and when this thing goes into the red, that's a good time to expect continuation. I want to show you a trick or a tip on using Bookmap. Over here, I have the time and sales. I'm just going to right click into it and click insert column, and that copies my column. Now I'm going to switch. I've got this set to 160 lot just because I want to see who's really in control. You can see the sellers are really heavy here. I'm going to switch this to bid, and I'm going to switch this also to 160, and we're going to switch this to sell. Sell. Oh, that's not working. All right, let's try. Let's go lower. Okay, there's 140. Let's go to 120. Let's go to 100. So at 100 lot, you can see buyers have stepped in, and that's that bounce right here. So when price flips back the other way, you'll see the sell side or the sellers kicking in really heavy here. But right now we're in a bounce, so you can see the over 100 lot orders are coming in higher on the bid. Now this is a counter trend bounce. And so if you look at the open interest, you can see the open interest is still coming in heavy to the downside. We still have this um, liquidity void down here of, this will need to fill in terms of the open interest. And this is one of the really interesting things about using the quote counter next to the DOM. On the DOM, you're never going to see buyers above the best bid and ask, and you're never going to see sellers below because that's the spread, right? Let's open that up so you can see it. So these little red and green boxes, that's the spread right there. And it looks like it's about 1 or 2 ticks, which is pretty normal for a continuation. But over here on the open interest, the quotes counter, you can see there are buyers below and there are sellers above. There's buyers above and there's sellers below is what I'm trying to say. So that shows you, there's a lot of open interest above and below the spread, which is a good thing to know. Um, right now with prices in the middle of the quotes counter, so that's a consolidation. When the spread moves up here or when it moves down here to where there's a void, that usually confirms direction. So right now it looks like we're bouncing a bit coming out of this buy side liquidity. I was hoping to see a big blast of volume, which would send this gauge into the red. and then you would see the tape pick up. Looks like we're getting a little bit of volume, but I don't see a lot coming in right now, so we may have to save that for another video. This is kind of what I was talking about here with the open interest. You can see we're kind of, there's a void up here, and if we get continuation, you'll start seeing ads at that level. Excuse me. Okay, my voice just ran out. I'm gonna cut the video there. Thanks for watching, guys. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and I will catch you on the next session.